in the howling darkness of the end, men will become monsters. But hope will ride with those courageous enough to carry the flame.
Hey indie game fans, super excited to share with you guys that Darkest Dungeon 2 was announced a couple of hours ago, and as a big fan of the first game has got me pretty hyped. For those of you not in the know, the original game launched in 1.0 in 2016 after a period of time in Steam Early Access, and is a turn-based RPG dungeon crawler with a distinctly eldritch and gothic flavour. There are rogue-lite elements in this, such as procedural generation of dungeons and permadeath of characters, with the game exploring the harsh realities and mental toil it takes on adventurers who have to face the grotesque monstrosities with a literal stress meter and the various negative quirks that may result from this. It made for a rather harsh and punishing experience, but at the same time was so gratifying when victory was yours. I loved the challenge, art, and overall gameplay loop, and this is one of my go-to indie game recommendations. There's a more in-depth interview on PC Gamer, but to highlight and summarize, the developers are focusing on giving Darkest Dungeon 2 its own creative and thematic identity with a tuned-up combat system, and perhaps most interestingly, a different meta-game structure. While the original had you cleaning up the mess that your ancestor had made by unearthing and unleashing an unspeakable ancient horror upon the family manor, the sequel is about enduring a grueling journey as teased by the snowy mountains in the trailer. The developers want to, I quote, give the players a glimpse of the supernatural apocalypse twisting and distorting the world beyond the estate, end quote, and the idea that somehow the corruption and eldritch creatures have spread throughout the land is fascinating, and I seriously can't wait for this. The original game plus DLCs had a hero roster of 18 classes, and while the teaser shows 6 returning ones, no firm details are given on the final total, although I'm sure that we can all expect new ones to come. To round off the video, it is expected to utilize the early access model yet again, which the developers are a big fan of since they can get the game into the hands of players sooner and to use community feedback to help shape the game. The original was a great example of how to do early access right, so no worries from me. Hopefully due to this decision, we will all get to play this soon, although there's no firm date, but between this and the announcement of Hollow Knight Silksong a couple of days ago, it is a fantastic month to be a fan of indie games.
Who can fathom the hateful scorn of the swirling stars?
For more upcoming indie games, check out the previous video or click on the playlist, and I will see you after the jump.